and thanks for staying with us. Customs impound goods worth billions of naira. Also on customs report, the CG of Customs speaks on drugs-related issues in Abuja. Plus, more report. I am Igiseme Itinye. Stay tuned. The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service has signed agreements with the chairman of NDLA in Abuja on drugs-related matters. He said that customs will always implement government policies in relationship to drugs in the country.
Historical in the sense that it is the first time we will be entering into this type of MOU. Secondly, a very strong signal to crime predators. We believe that coming together as a body that is committed to saving this nation from the menace of drugs and illicit trafficking of other substances, this is the best place to start. When I was told and my attention was drawn to this initiative, for my colleagues, of course, it looks new, but for me, I know that is the trend of my good senior brother. So I want to thank you most profoundly for initiating this event and, of course, for creating an avenue for us to synergize and come up with a very veritable way of fighting illicit trafficking of drugs in this great nation. The sense of our being here has been underscored by my brother, but I want to reiterate the fact that our coming together is a signal not only to the culprits, not only to our great nation, but an international signal that we are willing and ready to ensure that we protect our borders from illicit trafficking of drugs. We, on our part as Nigerian Customs Service, we have all along been doing this job. Thank God that part of it is removed from us and we had some sense of relief. Now what we do, and do very well, is to ensure that when we intercept, we quickly move it to NDLA. And that's where it should be pursued and investigated, and of course, ensure that those found wanting are punished, and punished severely.
The NDLA chairman has this to say.
We remember with nostalgia that before the establishment of the NDLEA, it was customs that was handling all drug-related issues and matters, especially the hard drugs, cocaine, methamphetamine, heroin, and so on. Indeed, our current agent secretary was at the time serving in the customs, in the legal department, and he was prosecuting many of these cases. The police was doing cannabis then. The MOU being signed today is of great significance in many respects. It contains a number of innovations that will encourage interpersonal relationship amongst the rank and file, as well as at the various levels of command and administration of both organizations. It provides for joint training of personnel, just as it makes provisions for regular meetings of command officers at the various levels of our command structures. These are the meetings of commanders and controllers of the various relevant formations at the relevant directorates and departments of the national headquarters, and at the highest level of policy making between the Comptroller General of Customs and the Chairman Chief Executive Officer of the NDLEA, which meeting is expected to take place at least twice every year.
The CG speaks further on the agreement signed by the two bodies in Abuja.
resolute is to ensure at any given time, and we do intercept as much as we know internally and at the borders. Most of the time cannabis, most of the time illicit drugs, and most especially at the airports. And I believe that our synergy and collaboration will certainly make an impact in reducing to the barest level this menace of drug trafficking. I would not say we will eradicate. It will be too ambitious, because I have discovered in the course of our working with the customs, I believe that smuggling is enshrined in human being. I tell you something. When I say this, the woman always looked at me, but I've discovered that at the airport, a woman can put $1 million necklace in her bag and walk away with it. And to us, it has a lot of money because you pay duty on that. So when you say open your bag, there's always hesitation as to how can you probe into my own bag. But thanks to technology, now we say put it there. We will see everything that is there anyway. so what I'm trying to say is that both of us must ensure that we deploy technology. It is very important and key to success of whatever we're doing. Cocaine, as you know, and other illicit drugs can be put in the pocket. It can be put inside the shoes. It can be put. So we have discovered in some cases, edible fruits are dissected and these things are inserted. If we use technologies, these things cannot go through without detection. So I want to implore you, sir, working with us, let's see what system we can develop in terms of software, in terms of hardware, so that we can deploy this effectively, most especially at our borders, the airports, the seaports, very essential.
The Apapa Customs Command has generated a total of 212 billion naira in the first quarter of 2023. The command also accepted goods worth over 21 billion naira.
Level of engagement with stakeholders. Stakeholders involve the importers, the license clearing agents, and whoever is involved in the importation or exportation of goods in or out of the country. So the level of enlightenment we are giving is what is reducing the number of seizures. If in 3 months we can record only 14 seizures, that means some people are being enlightened and we are having some attitudinal change whereby they are dumping the idea of going out to import prohibitions into the country. We are equally looking for the day we will make a press conference or press statement without mentioning seizure. And that will be achieved only when we have attitudinal change and our importers and agents are ready to do true and proper declaration. The import prohibition lists are readily available. The export prohibition lists are readily available. So whoever is going out to make importation of prohibition is doing it knowingly. It's deliberate because of the hunger for making more profit, more money. This has been banned in the country. So when you bring it in, when you smuggle it in and you find buyers, you hike the price and you may sell and gain profit more than the person that is patronizing our local products. So we are equally looking forward to that, and that is why I said more level of engagement await us ahead. We always enlighten the public through you, the press. We are trying to educate the citizens and the general public of the items that are not expected to be imported into the country. And for those who are attempting to evade duty through wrong classification or false declaration, we are also enlightening them to have attitudinal change. It is only about patriotism. Once you are patriotic, you are able to imbibe attitudinal change, then that time we are looking forward to will come, whereby we'll have a press conference or release without displaying any seizure. But for now, as long as there will be wrong or false declaration or attempt to smuggle anything into the country, here at Apapa Port, we will always intercept them, and when you come to us for press briefing, we'll display it.
It speaks more on the number of seizures.
Gentlemen of the press, good morning. I am delighted to meet you once again after a very engaging and fruitful interface we had the day I resumed duty in January, taking over from my predecessor to acquaint you with the command scorecard in the last 3 months, which indicates the first quarter of the year 2023. Our function as a revenue generation and collection agency, together with suppression of smuggling and facilitation of legitimate trade, have been consistently implemented within the first 3 months of the year. While I'm meeting with various stakeholders and partner government agencies to ensure the tempo of compliance is sustained and improved upon, the command stood forthright in foiling attempts at smuggling prohibited items into the country. In the area of revenue generation, from the 1st of January to 31st of March, Apapa Area Command was able to generate and collect a total of 212,592,680,700 naira. It has been a wonderful operation. We have blocked all loopholes, and we are doing our best to maximize generation and collection of revenue within the limits of the extant laws. In the area of export, the command processed agricultural goods such as sesame seed, ginger, hibiscus, mineral resources, steel ingot, and others, totaling 110,448 metric tons in the first quarter of 2023. Statistics from the export report shows that the exported goods are worth 70,200,829,358, which is equivalent to free on board value of $159,845,232.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The Federal Pensionary Zone A in Lagos has taxable goods worth over billions of naira from smugglers operating along the nation's borderline. The Chief Controller said that the Nigerian Customs Service will continue to arrest any customs goods that come through the country without proper approval.
Within the month under review, gave rise to the underlisted seizures with the duty paid value of 694,462,150 naira only. Among the items seized are 1. Rice, with the total of 6,228 bags of 50 kg, equivalent to 11 trailer load. Premium motor spirits, 413 kegs of 25 liters each, equivalent to 35,325 liters. Used clothing, 883 bales in 2 by 40 foot containers. Used vehicles, 8. Frozen poultry products, 279 cartons. India hemp, otherwise known as cannabis sativa, 105 parcels, equivalent to 50 kg. Used motorcycles, 4 units as means of conveyance. Used shoes, 9 sacks. Vegetable oil, 88 kegs of 4.73 liters. Associated with some of these seizures was the arrest of 5 suspects, all of whom are in custody. several interceptions of containers for transfer of value, low value, wrong classification, and wrong declaration. The unit recovered a total of 72,693,307 naira 9 kobo. In addition, with other fees and proceeds from public auction sales of premium motor spirits. During our last press briefing, we reported the busting of a syndicate that forged customs clearing documents and those who smuggle used vehicles from Benin Republic to Nigeria. As an update, 2 suspects and items recovered from their office had been transferred to headquarters Abuja for further investigation.
The Western Marine Controller of Nigerian Customs Service has suspected goods worth millions of naira from smugglers operating along the creek in the country. So the command will continue to arrest and prosecute any offender with customs goods not approved by government. It speaks more on a number of issues.
About it via patrol and intelligent gathering. We have synergy with the community and the Navy. Much of these seizures were all arrested at the point of loading. And you know the society, they are diverse. They are very good to the waterways. On sighting my officers, some of them dive into the Atlantic Ocean. But nevertheless, if we miss the ball, we don't miss the leg. If they dive, we get the goose. And you can see beside me here, there are some, their boat, their engines. I have to pick their engines and they get the right to the base. And my advice is, we are battle ready. In coupled with the recent boat given to us, who are over, equipped. The officers were waiting for them. There's no way for them. There's no way they can cross the river again. We have put all our intelligence along the creek. Anywhere, any filling station that is selling to them should be ready. We are waiting for them. It's a blessing to our generation. We have never seen this kind of boat in such quantity to a command. As I told you, the training and retraining of officers, the way he has trained the marine officers, the way they are undergoing further training, shows that he has the country at heart. He has done much, and he is doing more. I'm talking of some of our officers are right away undergoing other training with the Navy on the safety aspect. And he has assured us more training are coming for us. He has done much for the country, and he has done for Nigerian Customs Service. We are grateful to have him, and we'll keep on praying for him. May the Almighty God keep on protecting and the country Nigeria.
The Federal Operation Unit Zone C has arrested 13 suspects with uncustomed goods in the eastern part of the country. The acting controller, Zone C, also said that pangolin scales and other consignment were also intercepted, worth 2 billion naira. It speaks more on the seizures.
Worrisome. It's worrisome, and we will try all our best to make sure we combat it. We are out. My boys are everywhere. The Eagles' eyes are everywhere. They are working, and they will continue the work. Sleepless nights. We work on around the clock. Our boys are being attacked day and night, but with Almighty God, we are able to scale through. He has been being a man of his word. He gave us maximum support, new vehicles, incentives to do this work. That's why we're able to do it.
We also will be importers and agents to desist smuggling activities along the eastern part of the country.
Blockage of all revenue leakages, trade facilitation, and intensification of anti-smuggling operation at various entry points. Seaports, land, border, and airport within our areas of operation in the south-south and southeast zone, which has yielded positive results within 60 days in office. After reviewing and rejigging our operational modalities based on the approved standard operating procedure, the unit lived up to its responsibility by intercepting various contraband with duty paid value 2,757,676,390 naira only. I repeat, 2,757,676,390 naira only between January 25th to March 25th, 2023, making it my 2-month score card. Similarly, based on our intervention, we recovered the sum of 61,467,109 naira only from demand notice raised based on some infraction discovered, making a cumulative sum of 2,819,143,499 naira only within the month under review.
The Customs Training School in Ikeja has paid a working visit to the chamber of late Rotimi Williams in Lagos. And the visit is said that the new officers on training will learn more about the laws governing the operation of Nigerian Customs Service, also through the chambers. He has this to say.
Said earlier on, we're trying to add value to the college. We're trying to move away from how things were done before. And this law firm is a platform for us to build our cadets who were recruited as lawyers. As you can see, during the tour of the library, you can see how loaded this library is. I'm very sure our cadets will live to remember, particularly as it has a connection with Chief Rotimi Williams.
But the managing partners of the chambers has this to say at the visit by the commandant of the college in Lagos.
That within this library, which I must say has always been regarded as a very well-stocked library that affords a lot of law reports and substantive law books on various aspects of law, not only in Nigeria, but from other jurisdictions. The English reports, we have the New Zealand reports, we have American reports, we have several other jurisdictions. As long as they are common law, what the law refers to as common law is the basis of the kind of law we are practicing. And we inherited this from the British people.
What we want to do is almost, as you know, we want to teach and we want them to learn and we want them to understand this is how we can grow the customs unit to make people more aware of the situation and even make the people within customs aware of this is the procedure, this is what you have to do, and you know, if we can work together, I think it's better in the long run for Nigeria.
Just before I round up this week edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where goods worth billions of naira was intercepted by some customs area controllers in the country. For me, Igeseme Itinye, thanks for watching.